Hi there. Today I want to talk about the way that language can make or break us. So just a couple of days ago, I had a conversation with my partner Michelle, and we were going back and forth on my desire to feel her vulnerability more. And I asked her permission to share a little bit about what came out of that conversation, and I'm going to do that today because it made me reflect on all of the ways that I've been keeping myself fragmented in my life through the words that I use. So one of the beautiful things as we start out on a journey of personal development, and I would imagine that you, as my dear and honored viewer, you have been on this path for quite a while yourself. And so as you proceed on this path of becoming more aware of yourself, who you are, where you come from, where you're going, one of the things that you'll discover during this process is that there are different parts of your being operating simultaneously. So you're not this uniform, cohesive, well put together John or Peter or Lisa or whatever. You are all of these different subprograms that come from different parts of your life, different ages, different contexts. And then we start operating in the world with that new awareness, and it feels enlightening in some way. We feel like we've made progress, and indeed we have, because we have increased our self-awareness. So we have gone from blind to being aware, and now what happens, you see? And this is something that I've done, and I'm sure that you've either done it yourself or that you know someone who has. We become so focused on prepping other people for what part of us is speaking. So we might start saying things like, oh, there's a part of me that feels really angry with you right now. There's a part of me that feels really hurt. There's a part of me that wants to kill you. Like, I want to fucking murder you. Like, there's a part of me that's jealous and all these things. And I was in conversation with Michelle, and she was sharing all of these things. And I'm really blessed with having a fantastic partner who I can have very transparent, raw, vulnerable conversations with. And so I can share these things, and she will take them. And I was feeling frustrated as fuck that she kept saying, oh, there's a part of me that there's a part of me. Felt so profoundly dissatisfying. And I didn't quite understand it at the moment. But I've been in a conversation with Michelle for a while. Michelle is this really gentle, soft, joyful, radiant, wonderful woman. And deep down under it, she really wants to be strong and come off as having it all together, which is much like myself. Her and I were quite similar in this regard. We like to have things under control. We like to be the leaders of our own experience, so to speak. For better and worse, right? This is not always something that is to our advantage, I assure you. So in this moment, having had this conversation about vulnerability for a long while, and me wanting to feel that more, in that moment, like, fuck, can you just tell me that you are feeling afraid, angry, sad, and just own it? Stop with this parts talk. There's a part of me, Eivind, that feels angry with you. Like, no, you're angry with me. Come on, like, seriously. So I got her to play that game with me. Can we play this game, babe? That now, instead of being in the parts conversation, you just own it with all of you by saying, I'm feeling angry with you. Just do that, please. Let's try it on. And it was beautiful, powerful. But only when she started speaking in that way did I feel fucking released from my frustration, heart blown open, feeling so connected. It was beautiful. And I asked, what was that like for you? I'm feeling like mind blown here. This was amazing. I'm feeling so close to you and like just want to hold you. I mean, we were on the phone, but it's amazing. And then she told me, it feels really vulnerable. It feels really vulnerable, Eivind. And then I was like, yes! It feels so vulnerable, doesn't it? And she started laughing and I started laughing. And I realized in that moment, at an even deeper level, the importance that we take responsibility for all of these parts. Because when we start naming the parts, in a way, what we're doing is that we're exiling them just subtly. I'm saying I don't want this to be associated entirely with me. I don't want to be this to be the whole of me. And so if you observe me as being angry or even wanting to kill you or whatever, I want you to know that there's more to me than that. So subtly, I am communicating internally that I don't really like this part of me, and so I'm going to keep it at an arm's length. And now I get to feel like I'm all enlightened, that I'm doing all of these beautiful personal development techniques, and that I'm aware of all of my parts and so on and so forth. And in fact, I'm tearing myself apart. I'm fragmenting myself to hell and back. And I will never feel deeply connected to myself, and I will never feel deeply connected to the person I'm connecting to. And so the beautiful and simple move that I want to encourage you today is, if you have no awareness of the parts, then of course start studying, start building that awareness, start becoming someone that is able to track the different parts of you and having a language to verbalize what's going on. And then when you got that down pat, throw it out of the window. You don't need to focus on that anymore. It's integrated, it's in your being, you know what's going on, and now you need to become sovereign. You need to reclaim those parts, bring them, as we talk about in Reclaiming the Throne work, have the magician part of you, because it's a magician that finds this part, have the magician part of you, bring them up into the king's, or queen's even, throne room, and blessing them, saying, hey, welcome back, Eivind's anger. I'm Eivind. Eivind's anger, jealousy, rage, murder, rape even. All of these parts of us that we don't want to be acknowledged, but they're base, hardcore, super primal instincts. And it's so not politically correct. That's why I teach it on Reclaiming the Throne. Everything that's politically correct fragments the fuck out of you. It fragments the fuck out of you because you're telling yourself that, there are all these parts of my being that aren't okay. I'm going to send them in exile, and then I'm going to pretend that I'm doing well, and that is everyone else that is fucked up, and I'm going to blame them. It's their fault, entirely their fault. This is not the game that you are playing. It's definitely not the game that I'm playing. So here's an idea. You're being angry. You're angry with your partner. You're angry with a friend. Instead of saying, there's a part of me that feels really angry right now, that feels safer, maybe your friend will feel more safe. Okay, sometimes maybe your friend or partner isn't even able to receive the raw, gritty truth of it. But the next step then would be to become, man, I feel so angry with you right now. And as you do that, you see, the fragmentation of your being will start gradually healing. You will start coming together. You will consolidate your psyche. You will start to reclaim your inner throne. That's vulnerable as fuck. Power without vulnerability is not power at all. It's actually a pathetic kind of bypass, which is one of the things that I've been observing in my life. Nobody trusted me when I was trying to bypass my vulnerability, and I'm getting more and more proficient in owning that raw part. And maybe I'm saying too much about you now, Michelle, but you thinking that it's pathetic when you're not in charge of the situation. No, actually what's pathetic is when you judge yourself for being pathetic. It just is. I love you, but that's the deal. And so it's the vulnerability, speaking from the vulnerability of your actual experience, the vulnerability of your actual experience. Rage, jealousy, anger, bring it back home and start to put yourself back together. That's my work for you this week. I hope you take it on. If so, write it in the comments below. What is it that you're going to be doing in one future conversation? Take it on and start feeling yourself come back together in wholeness and integration. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much for being interested in this radical and quite unusual content. I've spent more than a decade researching this territory, and many of my perspectives may be quite new to you, but I know that you're seeing and watching this right now because you're someone pursuing truth, and less than mainstream kind of truth, but a truth that feels truly good to you deep in your bones, something that you can trust. I'm not going to help you find truth in all parts of life, but I'm certainly going to help you with what I know about. And if that's something that you want more of, please share this video with someone you care about, and also subscribe to this channel. That's a great support to me and to the work we do with Reclaiming Your Throne. And if you want to have notifications every time there's a new video, please also remember to press the little bell. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you here. Have an ass-kicking day, and I look forward to seeing you next time.